Each distribution of MySQL deals with the root user's administrative password differently. Some installers leave the password blank, some assign a specific password, and others let you set the admin password during the installation process. They all have in common that the default administrative user is named root, but the root user password is different from one distribution to another. If you want to change the administrative password, it's easiest to do this from the command line, either a command prompt in Windows or terminal in Linux or Mac. First, you need to find your MySQL installation folder. I'm demonstrating this with WAMP server, where the folder is under /wamp/bin/mysql/mysql and the version number. After that, you'll need to switch to the bin subfolder. This is where all of your MySQL commands are stored. On Windows, there are a bunch of executables here. Now, the first step is to test your current password status, and you can do this with the MySQL command. On Windows, type MySQL. On Mac or Linux, start with // and then MySQL. Then type -u and the word root. That's the administrative user name. If your installation doesn't have a password, that's enough to start up the MySQL prompt, and you can now execute queries or any other commands from this prompt. If you see the prompt, that means you have a blank password. You can type exit and return to your operating system prompt. If you saw a message that said status denied, that means you do have a password in MySQL. And in order to use this technique, you'll need to know what that password is. Here's how you can get to the same state with a password. I'll type MySQL-u root-p for password, and when I press enter, I'm prompted for the password. If I have a blank string password, I can just press enter, or if I know my password, I can type it in. And once again, I should get to the MySQL prompt, and I'll type exit and get back to the operating system prompt. Next, I'll show you how to change the root user password. Let's assume for a moment that I have an existing password and I know what it is. I'll type MySQL admin, and once again on Mac or Linux, start with /. Then I'll type -u root-p. And after that, I'll type the word password and then the password that I want to use. I'm just going to set it once again to the word password. So the first password is saying I want to change the password. The second one is saying this is the password. Because I added the -p in there, when I press enter or return, I'm prompted for my existing password. If I don't have one, I can just press enter or return again, and if I do have one, I need to type it in. And now my root user password has been changed. I'll test this using phpMyAdmin. In WAMP server, I can go to the administrative menu and choose phpMyAdmin. And I see access denied for user root at localhost. So now I need to change the phpMyAdmin configuration file. In WAMP server, that's located under the apps folder. And if you're using a different distribution, you'll need to find your phpMyAdmin folder. I'll go to /WAMP, to apps, to my phpMyAdmin folder, and from there I'll find the file named config.inc.php. A default Windows installation won't show the file extension, but you'll see it over here in the type column. And I'll edit this in a text editor. Now I'll search for the word password. And I'll search a couple of times until I find the line that's setting the user password. And again, the default installation for WAMP sets the password to a blank string. I'll set it here to my new password, and I'll save and close the file. And I'll close everything now. And then I'll come back to my WAMP server admin menu and fire up phpMyAdmin again, and this time I'm in, and I can manage my MySQL installation. So step one is knowing how to test for your password, making sure you know what your status is. Step two is changing your root password. And step three, if you're using phpMyAdmin, is to update your configuration file so you can easily open phpMyAdmin when you need it. If instead you want to be prompted for your password each time you fire up phpMyAdmin, take a look at the instructions in the chapter on phpMyAdmin where I show how to set up the configuration file so you'll be prompted every time.